Walk, episode 16, I believe. I hope you enjoyed the little bonus episode that was recorded on Monday. I think I only managed to get it uploaded last night because I was editing for the other channel as well. Now, as you can probably tell, it's raining a little bit, and it seems to just be getting heavier as soon as I've come out the door. Now, I took the dog out earlier on just in shorts and t-shirts, still in shorts, just a different pair of shorts because the other ones are absolutely bogging. We're going to get a little bit wet, but you know, I've got a waterproof jacket on which will fend most of it off. It's now hailing. Might be able to see it pinging off me. But you know, still, it's not an excuse not to go out. In fact, it's more of an excuse to go out because there'll be less people around. I'm not going to be going far. I am heading back to one of the places that I've been in before, which is quite close to a road, and I want to check to see whether my microphone dulls out that. And I've just seen a clap of lightning. That was right above me. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Is that a rainbow over there? No? Am I just tripping out? Thought I could see a rainbow. So it didn't forecast thunder and lightning. I'm sure I could see a rainbow behind me there. Might just be the lens picking it up. But yeah, we're going back to the place where it was quite close to the road. Hopefully my microphone, when I do set it up, will fend off most of that. I've got the tarp in the back, so we'll get that set up first things first, like. Hopefully we've got a bit of shelter from the trees, and we'll get cooking underneath the tarp, because you don't want to be getting wet whilst cooking. It's all right walking there and getting wet, but you want to be a bit drier. I mean, to be honest, I've been out probably about 5 minutes and my shorts are soaked already. I need to invest in some waterproof lowers. But anywho, we normally have a good old chit chat, or I have a good old chit chat to the camera, and you guys choose whether you want to listen to it or not, or skip to the cooking. I'd lost contact with a good friend of mine for quite a few years. I had contact with him in drips and drabs, but it was always, you know, in what's the word, in small portions of like, how you doing, that kind of thing. And I bumped into him this morning, and I knew that it would be, but it was like we'd never actually not spoken to each other. You know, we're both the same people that we were, and yeah, he's going through his own struggles and stuff, and that's why, you know, he's kind of closed himself off to people, but he's feeling a bit better now, or seems to be. So yeah, he stopped me in the street and he was just stood there staring at me, and I'm like, wait, let it process, and I was like, dude, straight in there. Yeah. But yeah, so that was good. Rain's stopping a little bit now, but it's been quite heavy. There's puddles everywhere. But you shouldn't let rain be your excuse to not go outside. It should be your reason to go outside. You know, don a jacket. You're gonna get wet, but once you're wet, that's when the fun happens, because you don't care. You'll be walking through giant puddles instead of walking around them. It's being a bit of a kid again. But hey ho, I'm just hoping that my phone's not too wet for the bloody audio to work. The other day, a mate of mine and me, we were out on our Wednesday walk, and the flipping heavens came down on us. Oh my gosh, we were absolutely soaked to the bone. And then the wind came in like it is now, which then makes you a little bit cold. But it was that bad, the rain was, that it went through the zip of my waterproof. I just saw a thunderclap behind me, over in that direction there. There you go. Hopefully the microphone pick that up. I love it, absolutely love it. Probably not the best place to be when there's a thunderstorm going on is the tree area where we're going, so we will weigh it up as to whether it's safe. I believe it's passing over, but if it does continue to thunder, we're not going to be going into an area where there's trees. We will have to rethink, rejig, recalculate what it is we're going to be doing, because you shouldn't be underneath trees when there is a thunderstorm, because obviously it's a tall object. It's prone to being hit by lightning. I don't want to get hit by lightning. It's not on the top of my priority list. I do like living. I plan to stay alive for quite a long time. Yeah, so I'm just going to go for a wander up the Forever Hill and hopefully get in them woods. Today we're back onto the heavy stuff. 14 kilograms. Oh, big thunderclap over there. Right. Yeah. I really hope we caught those ones a minute ago. Does seem to be heading that direction. I love it. I bloody love it. Luckily there's someone at home with the dog. They don't really bother him, to be honest, either. We've been out in it and it's gone off a couple of times, like even fireworks. He's not really too bothered about them. What he doesn't like though is toy guns. When the kids are playing with like Nerf guns and things like that fire the foam darts, he really doesn't like it. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's something about it being a projectile, I don't know. But he really does not like that. And at the same time, this is just a waterproof that I bought absolutely years ago. It's actually a mountain biking specific one, but I use it for everything. Made a company called Endura. Really good mountain bike kit, to be honest. It's probably the best waterproof jacket I've owned. It's held up against some gnarly weather, and to only get a little bit wet through the zip the other day was a flipping mean feat, I'll tell you that now. Yeah, it was pretty darn good. Now there is no such thing as bad weather. There's just incorrect kit. So if you're going to go out in the rain, you're going to need a waterproof. It stands to reason. If it's cold, you're going to need something like a base layer or a jumper or some gloves. Now, I wear shorts all year round. All year round. And when it gets to the point where it's like, this is now uncomfortable, which I have been feeling the last couple of years. I've been noticing the cold a little bit more during the winter. So then I put on some trousers and people are like, are you all right, Gaz? I'm like, yeah, why? It's like, you got trousers on, dude. I'm like, yeah. Very rarely wear trousers. I mean, I saw some lad as I was walking the dog back, and he had shorts and t-shirt on, cut off shorts, motorhead t-shirt, long hair. Rock on, dude. You know, I'm not the only idiot out in shorts and t-shirt. Yeah, rain's coming in again a bit now, but hopefully we don't get any more thunder. So it's not anywhere particularly glamorous like the peaks, or I mean, where we were on Monday was really close to the Peak District, Belper. It's pretty much, I'd say, the start of some of it, but it is a bit further up to actually go do the bigger stuff. But even a small walk around your local area will make you feel better. It might be difficult, you may have mobility issues, but one foot in front of the other, see how far you can go. you know, because I find being outdoors really helps me, because I'm always indoors with the kids and, you know, at the weekends and being busy. I mean, I do generally have quite a few hobbies. This has become one now, cooking outside. I do cycle, mountain biking a bit, local stuff, and obviously my homebrew channel, which we just reached 500 subscribers. Now that's quite hard for me to grasp. Yeah, that's a bit mental, but I like it, you know, and I'm going to keep on doing it the way that I do it, instead of the way that YouTube says I should do it, or the way other YouTubers do it. I like the way I do it. It's nice and simple. No jargon. Same as this, you know, my editing skills aren't amazing. I literally use one app for everything. And it's simple. You know, you'll get a little bit of text at the bottom of the screen to maybe explain something that I've overlooked or correct myself. But yeah, nothing, no bells and whistles with me. And I think that comes across as good to some people. Some people like that simplicity. So, just popping down the bottom of this hill here, and we're going to be heading into this woods on my right. Instantly it's a little bit more sheltered. I can hear the cars, but I'm not too bothered about that. I'm just hoping that with the microphone it'll dull that down a little bit, maybe. But we're going to head into there. Now there was a way in last time. I'm going to try and go back in that way. Was it there or was it further down? That looks like it might have been it. Yeah, that was it. It most definitely was. I mean, it just looks different. A little bit more overgrown. There's some litter down there that we're going to take away with us. A couple of items of litter. But that's where we're going. Over here. And I'm not going to stand on any dead pieces of wood this time. Some more rubbish, which I did bring a bag to collect some stuff with, knowing that how much there was last time and the fact that I couldn't carry it all. I mean, there was some jumps down the back here as well that people had made, and an area with like a tarp in it, which we're heading to now actually, which is here. And there's the tarp. I wanted to investigate further up this top bit actually. I think we only went down last time. I want to make sure there's not a cooler space up here. There's a little corner cutout. Could work. We shall bear that in mind. And we'll head down to where we were last time. It looks obviously slightly different. Maybe it's because there's more leaves falling. But as you can see, we've got a little ramp somebody's made from when they've been mountain biking. Yeah. Looks pretty sweet. Tone. Looks like some logs have come down. Or trees have come down or something. A couple of bits are snapped. Ooh. Yeah. I don't know why, I just like it. It's just a cool place. there's a little shelf here that someone's built. I'm not sure why they built it. And you can probably hear the noise of the cars, and if, for whatever reason, it's not dulled out by the microphone, I do apologise, but this is where we were last time. Literally where these two jump mounds are here, we set the camera up against that and we cooked pretty much right there, I believe. But I wanted to go a bit further down to see what we could see if there's a better spot, one that's not as open, a little bit less, what's the word, used. It does seem to be getting quite enclosed because there's not been a trodden path here for some time. Sometimes I worry a little bit as to what I might find. You never know. You never know. Okay, it doesn't seem like we can get much further down there. Now we're going to have to go back to the open bit, pretty much where we were last time, or go to the top. And the temperature's dropped. You can actually see my breath. So it is a bit cooler since we've had that spot of rain. And again, I have been feeling the cold a little bit more. So in the last couple of winters. Yeah, I think this is us. We'll find two anchor points to put the tarp up against. Don't think that fence is up too much, it's not high enough anyway. This is the ideal place for the tarp, is where we need to be really. That tree and that tree. Or are they a bit too close together? I suppose we could always do that tree and that tree if necessary. Alright, well this is us. This is where we're going to be. Forgot to tell you what I was cooking. Today I am cooking, I mean look how close we are to the road. Really, really close. There's a bit of woodland here that no one bothers with. So yeah, we're going to be cooking something that I put together a while ago. I cooked it while I was away, and the kids absolutely love it. It's literally a cheese sauce, tiny bacon lardons, and pasta. Mix it all together. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get set up. Okay, so I'm back at the place that I've been to before. Hopefully the microphone cancels out all that noise from the road. If not, I apologise, but I just wanted to see whether it is. That's the only reason why I've come here, to see whether this makes that much of a difference. I've noticed that in certain videos, when something's noisy, it kind of cancels it out sort of afterwards. So you might hear it for a couple of seconds, but then it cancels it out. We're going to get set up with this tarp, and yeah, we'll be back once we've done that. And in typical British style, I finish setting the tarp up and the bloody sun comes out. Right, let's welcome you to my humble abode. For the next couple of hours, we're going to be sat underneath here cooking some sodding grub. Still a little bit cold, but it's not cold, if you get what I'm saying. It is still raining, or that could just be possibly coming from the trees, like, but it seems like it's raining. but who knows? Who bloody knows? Let's get set up. Okay, so we are set up and flames on. I have poured a beer. Look at the flipping size of this. From Denmark. Now that is a litre of beer. It's only 5%, so it's not like I'm going to be spangled, but it's nearly as big as the thing that I drink out of. You know? Right. So first things we're going to do is heat up some oil. In the pan. We're going to cook our bacon lardons. Where's my spoon? Need to start a little mini trash pile to take with us later. We'll do it there. It's doing all right. Let's get them bacon lardons in there because these need to be crispy. And they can take a while to get crispy. Put them in the trash pile. It will get washed later. And we're going to move these around, making sure that they're all getting a bit of the heat. Now I'm not using the what do you call it? The plate this time that I used last cook. No, not last cook. That I used for the jambalaya. I wanted to cook it a bit higher up for comfort, but I have bought something that may very well be a bit of a game changer. It might work, it might not. If it doesn't work, I'll just send it back. It's sort of like a grill thing that you can put on top of a gas camping stove. And hopefully, or maybe, it may even solve our little problem of dispersal of heat. I'm hoping it's not made of aluminium because we did have a little bit of trouble with... Where did that go? Well, not really trouble. It sort of melted the aluminium thing that I was using to kind of bodge together the idea of what was what we were trying to do. There's a lot of water in this bacon. What a flipping heck. Actually going to have to drain some of that out. There's that much of it. It's going to take forever for it to simmer out. Luckily, I've got some blue roll, which I put in a bag so that it didn't get wet, because I'm clever like that. In thinking about it, I did actually buy a dry bag, which would have been extremely good for this kind of thing. I don't want to take the bacon with it though. I just want the liquid. There, it sort of worked. Not the best. I'll warm my flipping hands up as well because it's actually a bit cold. My lower part's cold. because it got wet. But these do dry out because they're cycling shorts. They dry out really well. It's like one of those wicking materials. See if we can get you a bit of a better picture, so you can see me and what I'm doing at the same time. Not that you really need to see me. That's much better. Now you can kind of see what's cracking off. And to be honest, I think I'm going to speed this bit up because this moisture is going to take a while to get rid of. So I didn't fill the burner because I knew I had some fuel in another burner, and I just from the Trangia 27, so I wanted to get that used up as well. So I did bring the extra burner, so I lifted that one out carefully with this because it was going to be hot. I didn't want to refill that straight away because you're not supposed to refill them while they're still hot, because I think I've done it before where I have like risked it, and I shouldn't have done because it's just a bit stupid. But I've refilled it while it's warm and I've not had any issues, but I think they believe that it can ignite and start another fire, I suppose. But I did top this back up with some more because we've got a reasonable bit of cooking to do. That could have gone further out, couldn't it? I mean, I don't even think it's raining anymore. I think it's literally stopped. I think the drips that are coming down is what was coming off the trees. I mean, the sun's come out, but if I was to go sit in a sunny area, I'd be getting wet from the trees. So it's catch-22. We'll get these crispy. Then we'll add our onions. Cook the onions through. And then, now I'm a sucker for not wasting anything. I'll eat things that are out of date. I'll risk it. Sometimes with ramifications, let's say. But you know, I've got quite a strong stomach. But anywho, my lad likes these, what would you call them? Dunker things, where you dip like a breadstick or a corn snack stick into some cheese, but he doesn't like the cheese. So I said to him, stop throwing it all away, save the cheese, put them in the fridge, and I'll use it somehow. So I've got loads of pots of cheese to use up, which is what we're going to be using to make this sauce. Now, you don't need to use dairy itself, but you can use any cheese spread or soft cheese for this. It'll work fine. Right, that's doing well, that is now. I think if we get our onions in now, we'll be on to a winner by the time it's all done. We should have some crispy bacon and some nicely cooked onions. Chopped at home because I don't see the necessity in doing it outdoors. I might do in the future. I don't know. I mean, I probably should, really, if you think about it. Because the idea of the channel is to show you what you can cook on a camping stove. And, you know, as you see, I've cooked plenty of things that, you know, some people would struggle to cook in their flipping house. With all the mod cons and stuff. But it can be done. It can be done. when we was camping the other week, you know, there was I'm there cooking flipping full-blown spaghetti bolognese for my lot, and some of the newer people who turned up after Gaz and family had gone, they had a flipping air fryer whilst camping, and I'm like, really an air fryer whilst camping? Can't get my head around that. I mean, they were sound people. They seemed to be footballers, but not footballers. Like, they played for a local team. I got talking to them. They played for a local team, but I think they were all in some way disabled. So it was like a disabled local team. All nice chaps, you know, all playing football and stuff like that. But an air fryer, just could not believe it. I thought camping was to get you back to the simple things in life, you know. Maybe I got it wrong. But I suppose it was glamping, and I think glamping, which is glamorous camping if you didn't know, I think that appeals to a more upper class kind of person, which is definitely not me. I am not upper class. I wouldn't even say I'm middle class. Probably like barrel classed. So on my channel, other channel, Fermented World, I do a live every now and again, and I did want to say thank you for the 500 subscribers. Somebody called me a homeless wizard. It's brilliant. I love it. I just love the banter. I love just being able to have a laugh with people that you may have never met, but it's kind of, you've got common ground because you're all there for the same reason. I'm there because I'm brewing. They're there because I'm brewing, you know? And you get that common ground with people that's just like, it's just really nice. My mustache has got a hair that's pointing upwards and it's tickling one of my flipping nose hairs, and it's really bothering me. But I'm going to speed this bit up because these are going to take a while to do, and we'll be back momentarily. So yeah, we've put the simmer ring on now, just to make sure that it's not going to overcook all of the cream cheese that we're going to put in. I think that's what it's classed as, Dairily. It's called a cheese spread, but I'm pretty sure it's cream cheese. That can go in the trash pile. Let's open all of these up and get them all ready to rock and roll. I do have a spork, so I should be able to scoop it all out. I couldn't tell you how much of this there is, but normally one of those cheese spread containers, I'd probably use about 2/3 of it, maybe more. All depends how cheesy you want it, and all depends on how many people you're cooking for. Obviously I'm just cooking for me at the moment. But this is a winner with the kids. They do like it. One of them wouldn't try it, but she's really picky. She likes very bland food. But I will change that one day. One day there will be no bland food left. And in it goes like that. And then that into the trash pile. Blop. Get as much of it as possible. We do not like waste. Hence why we're using these pots in the first place. Plop. Get it all out of there. And this is what's going to create our sauce. I know it sounds ridiculous. Normally I'd add a bit of grated cheese as well, but I don't actually have any at the moment. So therefore I can't add it. But probably a handful of grated cheese once you've added the water. Oh gosh, maybe a bit of milk as well. I think I put milk in it last time. But be careful how much water you put in, because otherwise it'll be too runny. I mean, to be honest, this is probably a bit too much cheese if I'm looking at it now, but I'm going to use it because I've got no other way of getting rid of it. So that'd be that, really. Used to just go playing in the woods, now I go cooking in the woods. I was telling a mate of mine, a chap that I've known for years, that I was doing this, and he was like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good, man. And I was like, mate, I love it. I absolutely flipping love it. Right, what you do is you give it a good old mix in, right? So that all your onions and everything's covered, and any moisture or oil that's in there gets mixed in as well. And then you start thinning it down slightly. Now, I would normally put cayenne pepper in, but unfortunately I forgot. Small splash of water, probably about 100 ml, maybe not even that, maybe 50 ml. I don't know. What makes you think I know what I'm doing? You shouldn't assume. And you just mix it in, and eventually it gradually builds this sauce. You have to just keep on mixing. And you bring it up to heat. Let's probably knock the simmering off a sec. Get some extra heat going through it. And just keep mixing. So next, what you do is you throw in all your herbs and spices. Now, for the purpose of the video, I made it look like paprika. It is not paprika. It is... I was going to lie and say, oh yeah, you put paprika in, but I'm not going to bother. So, mixed herbs, black pepper, and paprika is the normal recipe. I've got tandoori curry powder instead. So, in with all that. Not a lot, you know, like... Well, plenty of pepper, plenty of herbs, and maybe a teaspoon of paprika. But I'm using tandoori curry powder. Which, don't get me wrong, this is going to taste fantastic. I just know it. But the actual recipe that I made was different. So if you want to do it, that's a bit more child friendly. Just a bit of paprika. They'll never even know it's in there, and they will absolutely love it. And as you can see, it's coming together as a nice sauce now. You just got to keep it moving. That's the art. And we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that's pretty much the sauce made. There you go. Creamy cheese sauce. It doesn't look like much, but I'm telling you now, that is packed with flavour. Even more so with the tandoori stuff that's gone in it. It may very well actually start being made with that, depending on how good it is. Now, I did some tandoori wings. Tandoori thighs the other day. I didn't put any spice in. I normally do. I just left it as it was, marinated for about 12 hours, these thighs. Oh my gosh, banged them in the air fryer. At home I do use an air fryer. I love it, but just not when camping. And yeah, and they were amazing. I said to my lad, I said, do you want to try one of these? He's like, yeah, go on then. First bite, it was like, oh, I was like, yeah. Yeah. It was so good. There's a bit of the outside there. Anywho, what we're going to do is we're going to be heating up some water. We're going to cook some pasta. While that's on the boil, let me show you around. Well, I would if I knew where my sodding selfie stick was. There it is. Look how bloody cold it's got. That's well weird, isn't it? Okay, so it's gone a bit dark. I do apologise for that. I don't control the sun. I think we've used all that fuel. Yeah, it's literally just an ember there now. So we'll blow that out. Remove the pan. I don't have a great deal of fuel left, but it's all we've got, so we'll make do with it. Just needs to finish cooking the pasta, really. I don't want to eat the pasta uncooked. Now, in an ideal world, I would have brought more, but I kind of didn't. Oh, that's hot. I think we're good. I think that's going to be enough to sort us out, you know. Let's get the spoon and strike some sparks. Doesn't want to play ball, does it? Let's get it so that it's sort of all over the place. And that could be the difference between it working and not. Hey! Sort of. Put a spoon away because spoons are sharp. Now, I'm not sure whether this is legal. I think I need to have a word with the local police to find out whether this knife's illegal. Because if I do get stopped, for whatever reason, and I've got this on me, now it is only small. And you have to be able to prove that you're using it for either bushcraft or camping thingy. You know, obviously I'd show them the channel, explain to them. But I think I just need to go and have that conversation because I'm not about getting into trouble. You know, try and stay away from that kind of shiznay where possible. So yeah, I think I need to have a conversation with a copper about that and possibly measure the blade. Now, I'm not going to walk in and say, "Hi, is my knife legal?" Like start waving it around. It'll be literally just a little chat. I'll show them a picture of it. I'll measure it, so to speak. And yeah, we'll just go from there. I think it's something that I need to do, because I don't want to be wandering around with what's classified as an offensive weapon, because, you know, it's not the intention of what it's there for. You know, it's there to open things, cut things. I've used it when I was doing that bushcraft thing, which I am going to revisit. I will not fail. I'm so goddamn determined to do things that sometimes it becomes an obsession. I will be coming out with next to nothing. I'm going to be coming out with some water, like some noodles in a pot thing. Not a pot noodle because they're disgusting. There's going to be some cordage of some sort. Now, I do have some guide rope cordage, but if you remember from where I was at the 11 Oaks, the place that's going to get houses built around it, there was some cordage that I took down from the tree. Now, that could possibly be repurposed, and I might very well use that for that exact reason. Yeah, some cordage, and one of these. Is it still warm? Yeah, it's still a bit warm, but one of these. No Trangia, no nothing. I'm going to have to build a tripod. Now, I sort of managed it when I was in that cave, but at the same time, sort of failed as well. Now, I got the water up to where you could make a cup of coffee, but did it boil? I don't know, because it fell over. The tripod just fell over. I was like, oh dear. Oh dearie me. Do we have a flame? We have a flame. Not quite sure why the flame's not raging. Possibly not got enough fuel in there for it to do it. But hey ho. I'm gonna sneeze. Happening. Oh. I never sneeze once. Never, ever, 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 ever sneeze once. So there's quite a lot of this sauce. So I may very well end up taking most of it home, and possibly feed it the kids. My daughter does normally offer to cook, because when I'm come back from this, it's a little bit later, so she'd get dinner on, which is nice of her. I do much appreciate it. Some strange looking bug on my bag. Might be a ladybird larvae. Little ladybird baby beetle thing. I don't know. Yeah, I think it is. Only a little guy. Probably trying to find somewhere dry. He chose my tarp. Let's go put him in the bushes over here, look. Last thing I want to do is squish him when I'm trying to pack away. What is occurring? We've got flame, but it's taking a while for it to heat back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up until it comes back up to the boil. Then we're going to test the pasta. It could even be cooked, you know. No, it's not cooked. I can feel that it's not cooked. Nah, still a bit tough. Let's get this back up to the heat that it needs to be at, bubbling over, and we'll be back. Okay, so pasta is ready. And I also want to show you a new addition to the Trangia set that I have purchased. Now, I've seen people mention that it comes with it, but I don't remember mine coming with it at all. And what we're going to do is we're going to drain this water using the Trangia colander attachment. So that goes over the top like that of whatever sized pan you've got. You then use your handle as normal, and that didn't go very well, did it? User error though, I think. User error. Oh, you're supposed to hold it. What a tit. And that's a much easier way of draining your pasta water. Or if you was cooking potatoes or anything that needs draining, that is a lot more easy. Because what I used to do is I'd just put the other pan next to it and kind of do it like I saw my mum. She used to do it with the lid. She wouldn't bother getting the colander out. She'd just get the lid and do it that way. Righto. So now to the hot pasta, we're going to add this lovely gloopy glute. I'm not sure I'm going to need all of it, so I'm being a bit sparing because I'm going to take some of this home and possibly feed it the kids. It has been known a couple of times that I've brought something back and they're like, yeah, we want that. And I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yes. The younger two, not so much. Older two, yeah, they bloody love it, man. Absolutely love it. So the reason why I put that in a container as well, that hot water, is because if I tip it onto the ground, it's going to kill whatever biodiversity is living in these leaves and stuff like that. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have any sort of impact whatsoever. And we're just going to mix that in quite vigorously because it has cooled quite a lot. Now, if you was doing this at home, it wouldn't have cooled as much before you'd done it because you'd have had your pasta and your sauce cooking at the same time. But we're just going to give it a really, really good mix in. And I'm going to speed it up just because I can. Right, it is ready. It doesn't look all that, but this is absolutely slapping. I've put some jalapenos in there because I like spice. It normally would have had cayenne pepper in, but I left it out because I just forgot to bring it with me. Let's give it a go. Really? I probably should have put the rest of that sauce in. It's not extremely coated. But that tandoori actually works. That tandoori curry powder. Not hard to get hold of either. Oh, them jalapenos just make it kick. Love it. And there's still some left as well, which I'll take home with me because I think the kids are going to have this. 3 of them will. And the reset button is once again pressed. Now, I was lucky enough to have that reset button hit again on Monday. That was such a good walk, man. Obviously with my daughter's medical needs, can't go far. So I'm probably maybe 1.5 miles to 2 miles away. Probably say 1.5 miles. And it's when you get those crunchy bacon bits. Now you can add anything to this. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you know, you can add whatever you want. I mean, I know they do veggie bacon. My sister's a vegetarian, so I do know they do a veggie bacon. Just chop that into small bits, fry it off. It'll taste the same. If you're vegan, you're going to struggle with the cheese. I'm not sure how you'd get around that. There must be a substitute for it anyway. So, you know, definitely give it a go. It's just so good. And it's simple. Cook it at home. This will be ready in 10 minutes. On a camping stove with one burner, a little bit longer. Now I could carry both trangiers and, you know, have one cooking one and one cooking the other, but this is more about simplicity than it is efficiency. And I'm going to finish this grub. I'm absolutely going to smash this. I'm looking at the rest of it and I'm thinking I could probably eat that too. But I'm not going to, I don't think. I'm going to drink my beer, which is actually quite nice. It's kind of like a lager beer, I'd say. But yeah, not bad at all. Scoffage, drinkage, and we'll be back to pack all this up and head on out, picking up any litter that we find on the way. Did see a couple of things. Plastic bottle down there, bottle cap there, plastic wrapper there, another bottle, a few bits and bobs. Oh, that was fantastic. Oh, I do like pasta. It's quite a versatile dish, to be honest. You could put anything in that and it'd still work well. Don't be shy on the sauce though. So that whole plate or pan of sauce that I created, that's probably good for about 4 people to mix through the pasta. I was a bit shy with it because I wanted to take some home just to make dinner quite simple, because my older daughter's actually out at the moment, so I don't want her to have to come home to cook, even though I've got to go home to cook, but I'm the adult, so you know, that's just how it goes. But yeah, if you got this far in the video, thank you very much. I hope you do enjoy these. And you see, a simple tarp just makes so much difference. Okay, it did stop raining, which, you know, sort of a blessing. I'm going to go out into the sunshine, hopefully, and warm up a little bit, because I am getting a little bit cold. My feet are a bit damp. Shorts, still a little bit wet. Torso, perfectly fine. The rain or hail did not bother the jacket one bit. It wasn't that heavy in the grand scheme of things. Not compared to Wednesday night anyway. That was like monsoon season, bro. Crikey. But I'm going to sit here. I'm going to finish my beer. Then we're going to get packed away, tidy up some litter, and then head out. Now, it seems like there's condensation building up on the inside of the tarp. I'm not sure if that's normal or whether it's the actual rain filtering through. I'm not sure whether it needs a treatment. I don't know. If anyone does know, please do let me know. I am all for knowledge. If somebody knows something that I don't know, I want to know it. Ideally. Because knowledge is key. There's those who know and there's those who don't know. So first time using this. It's a genuine Trangia accessory.
made in Sweden. Really good. It also doubles as a chopping board, and you can put it underneath the trangia like that so that you can cook on snow. So obviously this may heat up. It very rarely does. It's more this bit that gets warm, but this part, if it gets ever so slightly warm and you're cooking in snow, which we will be if we get any sodden snow in the UK, this little beauty is going to solve that problem before it even arises. Now, I didn't use this, and I did okay, to be honest. I just kept moving it around a little bit more. Now, I think for something like the jambalaya, I think you needed it because you don't want all that heat going crazy all the time. But could I have done the jambalaya without it? I think I could. You've just got to be a bit more cautious and move the food a little bit more. Anywho, that's enough jibber jabber. I am going to finish that beer and slowly start packing away. And I will see you in the outro. And now we're going to pick up some other bugger's rubbish. Okay, so we started the little pick. I'm just going to collect a few more bits as we go. I've left the bag up there. Now, I've made a hobo stove before, which is, you can make like a sort of stove out of a tin can. Now, I think this would be like hobo stove deluxe. So I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to see if I can use it for a challenge later on, where I have to make a hobo stove to be able to cook with, otherwise I don't cook. So we'll be keeping that, as it's quite a nice tin anyway, and apparently it says it's a collector's item. Not sure why. It's got what depicts to be Thor and Odin on the tin. I mean, it's a bloody nice tin, to be honest. It's solid as well. It's not flimsy. It's like rock solid, really thick metal. So that can go in there. We'll keep that. Hopefully it will not fall out. And like, I don't know what people are thinking, but they've literally left like items of clothing behind. 2 jackets. It's probably from when the people were mountain biking up here, where they've just lobbed them or dropped them or forgot them, and they've just kind of got a bit screwed up over time. I'm going to need to come back with a black bag for them, otherwise I'm not going to be able to collect the litter that's further up, as I only brought one small bag because we already picked this place to the capacity of whatever I could carry at the time. So that's your lot. Thanks for joining me on my little adventure. My watch wasn't working earlier on, so it didn't tell me how far I've come, but I'll know by how far I go back, because I'm going pretty much the same route. So yeah, outro time. And just before we start the outro, I want to show you where I've been. I've been here. I have left no trace. There is no trace of me actually being here.
And that's what we should be doing. If you're going out to these places, cooking, camping, you name it, wild camping, you should be taking all your litter with you. It doesn't belong in the woods, it doesn't belong anywhere, it doesn't belong in the Peak District. You really need to take that shit with you. I don't normally swear on here, I try not to, but you need to take your shit with you. You take it, you bring it back. It doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter how hard it is. If you went through the effort to take it there, you can go through the bloody effort to take it back. And on that merry note of me whinging, I'm going to start recording this outro. Has to be done, I'm afraid. I'm gonna just put it back there. Hopefully blocking off the way.
And then boom, we're back out in the sunshine. We've got a lovely bag of rubbish to get rid of. A successful cookout. It was pretty nice. Quite enjoyed the food and the beer. Pretty cool. Hi, you right? Yeah, so go drop this off at the closest bin and homeward bound to cook some more grub. It's going to be as simple as just doing the pasta though, which is very good, very nice. Thank you if you got this far. I do appreciate it. It's nice to know that people are watching long length videos still. Most people's attention spans are a little bit short these days. They sit there flipping doom scrolling. Don't get me wrong, I do the same. You know, when I've had a couple of bevies, I do doom scroll. But you know what I find interesting? People's live videos. I find live videos interesting because you can interact with them. Now, I do lives on my YouTube channel for the homebrewing. And I will eventually do them for this as well, I reckon. But you have to have 50 subscribers to be able to do a live stream. So a tip for any up and coming people that are doing outdoorsy kind of things that catch on to this and hear what I'm saying now, a live stream will really help your channel. You've got to keep it PC though. You can't be saying anything that's going to upset people, unfortunately. And I know some people kind of like that stuff, but you do need to think about others while you're doing it. Like, I try not to swear on both of my channels because I think to myself, somebody could be at home watching this, you know, and the kids could be around or whatever, and you know, you don't want your kids hearing profanity and crudeness and stuff like that. I mean, I swear a lot. I swear a hell of a lot. Like, I sometimes make up new swear words in the moment of getting annoyed and stuff. But yeah, live videos will help your channel because it helps you engage with randoms, so to speak. So obviously we're all randoms because we don't know each other, but it's a way that they can say hi and, you know, talk to you and have a bit of banter and, you know, tell you what they're doing as well, what they're up to with outdoor stuff or homebrew stuff, whatever. So yeah, thank you very much.
I'm now going to walk down the Forever Hill and go home. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.